Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly news and pre-order video covering all of the new releases from Games Workshop and Forge World. Now I hope you're all well and you're all self-isolating and you're minimising the amount of contact with each other as possible. This hobby is lucky in that some parts of it are sort of individual and secluded anyway, such as the building and the painting and things. For those gamers out there of the hobby, it must be pretty tough not being able to get to your club every week and interact with people in the stores or at work about your hobby. But in a way, it does give everyone an ample opportunity to complete projects that they put on the back burner, to get more painting done, all in the safety of your own home. Anyway, I'll try not to dwell too much on what's going on around the whole world right now, but I just want to give you my warm wishes and I hope all of you are healthy and fit and safe and where you need to be right now. So this is the channel. I won't be going away. I will be, if anything, doing more videos than normal. So I hope you enjoy all the content. If you've closed yourself away from social interaction and things, I just want to start off the video by saying that a few more of you are using Element Games, using that link in the affiliate link in the in my description below to buy some of your hobby goodness. And I just want to vocalize my gratitude to you that do that. You know who you are. It means a lot. Thank you so much. It will allow the channel to invest in more models, in more new releases. Hopefully I'll be able to cover all of those Lumineth Realm Lords and any other armies you wish me to cover. I practically cover all armies now in 40k except for Tau. But if Games Workshop release a 2-army battle set that has one of the armies I collect and Tau, I'm probably going to jump on it at some point. So I just wanted to say a huge thank you to those that are using the link because that helps the channel out an awful lot. And thank you to everyone who doesn't buy their products from Element Games, those of you that subscribe to the channel, that like the videos and watch every day. Thank you to all of you people that have liked and have watched the recent Warbringer Titan build guide over this week. I'm really humbled when I see the first video in that guide. It's got almost 2,000 views. I'm really humbled and really happy, and it motivates me. That's a message to me that you guys like that content and you want more of it, and I have promised that I will bring a full Forge World Warbringer Titan build guide with many more parts than the plastic version. So thank you for the kind words, for the interactions and the positive support. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot as well in times like this too. So let's go over to the news, and I put it on my Instagram that it was very sad news that the Warhammer Fest is cancelled, the Warhammer Fest 2020. If we just go back a bit, it's there, and I'll talk about that in a moment. If we just go back to about a week ago, which is what, the 14th or so, that was Saturday, and you could pre-order, well, everything. You could pre-order all of the Sisters of Battle releases. That's it now. That's all of them. I would like to have seen new Crusader models and of course new Ghazghkull Assassin models and new Preacher and Missionary models. Maybe we will get them at some point, but in sort of like a combined Inquisition release maybe. But for now, we've got all the Sisters are now available from today, because they were up for pre-order last weekend. I really like the look of all of them. I should be receiving them any moment, and of course I will be unboxing them, and all of next week will essentially be an unboxing week. I'm gonna have a review out on the Wednesday for the Immolator, and there might be another review later in the week for the Arcoflagellants, which I recently built. So that was last week's sort of pre-orders, and then the next day, as Games Workshop usually do, they previewed what would be up for pre-order this weekend. This is about to hit any moment, up for pre-order. We're going to go on the Games Workshop's website in a moment and take a closer look at this, look at the pricing and all the rest of it. So this is the new box set, new army box set. I don't think you get a lot of models really. You get your 10 incursors there, and you get Ragnar Blackmane, so it's just 11 models on the Space Marine side, which is very, very small. And then on the right side you're getting 3 mega armored nobz, and then you're getting another 5 nobz without any protection, and then you're getting Ghazghkull Thraka there with Makari. Anyway, you know who I mean. I'm not a huge fan of Ghazghkull's pose, both just with the legs and what he's standing on, and I don't know why Games Workshop are trying to put more and more models on. They're just trying to get them stood on things a lot of the time to increase the size, or you know, the perceived size of these models. I don't know whether it's needed for a lot. I guess it works with Forge World, like for the Primarchs and things, because they have proper big, you know, scenic bases that you can detach them from. They're kind of modular in a way. But for these plastic models, I'm not sure it works for all of them. But either way, we're going to have a detailed look at that in a moment. I question the models in the box as well. Ghazghkull, you could kind of, yeah, understand that he's surrounded by nobz. I would have liked to have seen 6 mega armored nobz in there, but still. And then the Space Wolves, it just doesn't fit Ragnar Blackmane with these incursors. In my opinion, it just doesn't fit. You want close combat Primaris, but of course Games Workshop never really explored that avenue with them. They've just, you know, very focused on Primaris and on Phobos recently. I like the model though. I think I actually prefer Ragnar to Ghazghkull. I think there's a lot of attention to detail there. It is a bit odd with his hair, whether that'll get chopped up or caught in the chainsword, or frostblade, whatever you want to call it. But Ghazghkull, I'm not quite sure. There's too much exposed to make him look like he's in a suit of armour. Yeah, of course he's in a suit of armour, but I never really got that impression with the mega armoured nobz, and actually with Ghazghkull's previous model. The new weapon, it doesn't really do it for me. The exhausts don't, and neither does a power claw. It's like a combination of bone there with these claws. I think, in my opinion, it would have been better if it was just the metal claws, but hey, you know, I'm just not a huge fan at all. Makari looks good though. Stood on that Scion, I think it is. And then you've got the book as well, the next Psychic Awakening book, Saga of the Beast, and then of course a limited edition, and then a nice audio drama by David Annandale, and an omnibus, and then a little preview of Valdor, Birth of the Imperium, and a few other books as well. So that was what was going on last week, Sunday. The Psychic Awakening release, that was just the name of a short piece of fiction for Engine War, which will be the next book, and then I think we're going to have the Sisters of Silence and Custodies and things in the last book, I think. You've got an interesting article, Ragnar and Ghazghkull Through the Ages, and then this was the big news that happened on the 16th. On the Monday, Warhammer Fest is cancelled for 2020, so much like Adepticon, this is now cancelled. Hats off to Games Workshop for cancelling this as quickly as they did. You know, throughout this week, our government here in the UK have ramped up more and more measures to try and limit people interacting with each other out and about. And yeah, hats off to the organisers. Not only did they put something on, I was expecting it anyway, they put something on about it. They took that decision to cancel it. No doubt we're going to get lots of other previews and things, and like a virtual version of this online, which is still fine, but it quite clearly says, which would be on the minds of many people, the second paragraph there: if you've already booked your ticket of any of these events, you'll get a refund soon. So please, my advice is don't contact Eventbrite about your ticket. Games Workshop have said it right there clearly in the second paragraph, so just don't worry, don't bug them, you'll get your refund. No doubt they'll have they'll have thousands of people's details and things that they're going to have to get through and refund. So just give them a break. You'll get your refund. Just have a bit of patience. And then they've got some good news as well. So we've got this preview online, which is actually going to happen next week on Saturday the 28th of March. And then we're going to get another one a week later on the 4th of April. So that's two good things to look forward to. So that was the sad news. There was a rumour engine that looks like Chaos Corn. I don't know. I'm not sure whether it's Dark Mechanicum. Who knows though. You've got Flight Plan, you've got Aircast Bombers and more. So this looks pretty cool. I really like this Imperial Navy. It's called the Little Pig. It's the Arvis Lighter. You can get it from Forge World. I think you can still get it from Forge World. You have to have a look. And then you've got this beautiful Tiger Shark there. And so on. Then there were a few articles looking at the Orcs new rules and the Space Wolves new rules. Regimental Standard, go for the head. Winning armies of the Grand Tournament, From the Mind of Mengel, some Spire Tyrants, the Saga of Ragnar Blackmane, and then an article about Warcom team joins Twitter, Rewards of Fame as well. So check out this website, the community website, tomorrow on Sunday the 22nd of March, and no doubt they'll have what's up for pre-order next weekend. Maybe it'll be something for Age of Sigmar after this Saga of the Beast. So let's jump on over to Forge World right here, and we'll have a look at the pre-order. The only thing that was up for pre-order was just some birds on a tree, literally. The bases were up last week, but it's just Creebane. Remember all the eyes of Saruman, you know, in Lord of the Rings when all the crows are about or whatever? Well, you can now get those birds, the crows and things, the crow-like birds they call them, to spy out those who would not be seen, like the hobbits. So you can get those for £21, and that's it for Forge World. Just those. Technically they're what, £10.50 each, I guess. But if you want to add those, I think it's really cool that Forge World is still making resin miniatures for Middle Earth, even if it's just for a collector's point of view. I think that's pretty awesome that they're still investing in that. So let's jump on over to Games Workshop, where we'll have a look at the Saga of the Beast. Okay, so here we are on Games Workshop's web store. As you can see, there's a big banner there that says Warhammer Fest and Warhammer World events and Warhammer Citadel events are all cancelled. You can click that and you can read more. It's just a copy from the community website. Anyway, just to say that you know, all their events are now cancelled for a while. I'm wondering whether they've kind of been postponed. They haven't said that there's going to be a date in which they'll start up again. For instance, there was talk of some events being postponed to September, October. The Norfolk Mammoth Marathon, which I was going to do in May, that is technically sort of cancelled for this year, but they're gonna run it again, pardon the pun. It's on track to be run again next year in May. So technically that is a cancellation for this year. And I think that's the same for these Warhammer events. I don't think you're going to get a Warhammer Fest 2020. I think it's going to be Warhammer Fest 2021. Anyway, if I just reset this page, well, I did think that they would have updated the pre-orders here. There may well be a picture of Ghazghkull and Ragnar up at some point, probably in the next 10 minutes or so, but I'm quite early to the website. So if I just click on Unit Exclusive and Pre-Orders, and we view all, and then we go high to low, the top of the pre-orders, well, the Sisters of Battle pre-orders, they were up last weekend, so we'll ignore those for today. But this is the Prophecy of the Wolf, and it's £105. Now, there was some confusion over the pricing. I read that it would be $170, and that was confirmed, so I just converted it down to £140. I just took the $170 from another website. I don't have any insider sources like a few other YouTubers do, so it might be worth getting the sort of price information from them in future. But this is it, £105. You can pick it up, here we go, on Element Games for £84 if you so wish. Now, bearing in mind the mega armoured knobs, those 3 knobs there, which you can build a big mech and stuff. And you've got loads of parts in that kit. It's a really good kit. It's £38, and it was £38 5 years ago when I reviewed it. So if you can get it for 84 minus some element crystals, I suppose, maybe you get it for 70. You're paying £40 for the knobs and 10 incursors and the characters, which actually isn't too bad if you need the incursors, if you need Ragnar. If you don't, and you definitely 100% have a friend that wants to split the box with you, then you know, by all means you can pick it up, you know, share it with them. But if you're just interested in the orcs, it really depends whether you want more mega armored knobs and more knobs in general, and more big knobs in general. Oh, how can I do this video without innuendos? I don't think it's possible. But if you want to wait for Ghazghkull, no doubt he'll be available separately, but you're probably going to wait 6 months. I'm not buying this set. I could get this set quite cheaply for the channel, but I don't agree with this method at all from Games Workshop. I think it's, well, in my own opinion, I think it's pretty disgusting. And I buy an awful lot of stuff. I don't think it's right that they put these two individual characters that there's been a lot of hype about through this £105 paywall. I think if you're going to have this set, but also have both those characters individually at the same time. Yes, we all know that it might take a while to create the artwork and separate boxes for these two models, but guess what? They could have done it, and they could have done it at the same time as the development of this box set. But they're choosing not to because they want that £105 for those two characters. They know full well that you probably have all of these other models. The thing is with the Blood of the Phoenix box set, although it's quite expensive, it did come with the new Incubi and the new Howling Banshees, which we then found out were £32.50 separately for 5, which is a lot of money for not many options in those kits either. But at least that set had 2 new characters and 2 new squads, whereas this set just has the incursors, which came out not that long ago, but I wasn't fully impressed with the kit. It's missing a Helix Adept, and you can already tell, look, there's a model there and a model there. Both the sergeants are in a very similar pose. You do get some twins in this. I'm not fully impressed with that kit, and I just think it's an odd choice to have with Ragnar. I wish they'd gone down the sort of close combat focus route. I understand from the orc perspective that Ghazghkull has got a load of big knobs around him, and some of those are mega armoured as well. So that kind of works for me. But the Space Marine side is just boring, just a boring box set. You know, Gaz is the main focal point of this box set. So yeah, this box set doesn't really work for me. As I said, if it had a couple of new units in there, other than the characters, I probably would pick it up. But this is one of the most blatant kind of paywalls I've seen. And to send a message to Games Workshop, I've always said, vote with your wallet. There's nothing quite like sending a message than just not being a customer. That has the biggest impact. Actions speak louder than words. I always adhere to that advice. Okay, so that is the set, and I think I said earlier on, I'm not a big fan of the model either. Him sort of balanced on this. The gun looks a bit strange. He's missing armor plates in the legs. He's going to be quite a slow moving thing anyway. Obviously I've got an orc army and I know how orcs function, and specifically Gaz, in that he had his brains blown out pretty much. So yeah, having some chinks in the armour, yeah, won't phase him. I understand that, but just from a design point of view, it just isn't as imposing, in my opinion, as the older model. Ragnar's nice though. You know, him leaping off of this broken Aquila with the cape flying about, and with this sword. They've done a beautiful job with the colour of the sword, or the blade, frostblade, whatever you want to call it. I really do like that model, and him leaping off of this emphasises those spikes on his new Primaris Mark 10 armour. But you could quite easily swap that frostblade with a tennis racket, and yeah, imagine him serving in tennis. Makari is alright, if not a bit boring. If it's got like a little watch on or a little jewel or something. They're really trying to push you to get this set anyway. Gaz's rules are quite good, and Makari having a 2+ invulnerable save is, yeah, well, we don't need to say much more about that. Anyway, that's the Prophecy of the Wolf. It's £105. I'm dropping out of buying that set purely on the basis that it's got the 2 new characters, well technically 3, and that's it. It doesn't offer anything extra other than those 2, and I want to send a message to Games Workshop that, look, you can't keep doing this. You're going to have to change. You're going to have to offer these unique characters separately at the same time as these box sets. Whether they'll listen, anybody's guess, but that's my take on it. You've got some books here which I think were on pre-order last week, because it doesn't say pre-order there. Anything else? Yes, you've got the Psychic Awakening Saga of the Beast collection. So this is £50, and it includes 96 pages, so it's almost at that 100-page mark, and it's book 6. So if you paid £50 for all 6 books, quick maths, that's £300. That's a lot of money for 6 books. And some are better than others, in my opinion, but it really depends on what armies you've got. If you like Space Wolves and you like Orcs, you know, it's going to be a decent book for you. You get the new data sheet for Ghazghkull, and you get the rules for Ragnar Blackmane. You get a load of short stories and 3 additional background sections. So moving down towards the list, past the Fancy Sisters of Battle models, there's the Saga of the Beast CD, £35. That's an audio book, I think, or audio drama. Audio drama. You get more than 4 hours of furious Fenrisian action, written by David Annandale. I like him as an author. You've got Ragnar there as well with that Frostblade. Moving down, you've got the standard edition of the Saga of the Beast book, £25. That will be the same format as the other standard editions. I really wish that these books would have been £20 though, a bit cheaper than an actual codex, but there we go. Moving further down past a load of books, you've got Sagas of the Space Wolves in paperback, that's £15. That's a really good deal. £15 to have books from Aaron Dembski-Bowden, David Annandale and Robbie McNiven. You've got 4 novels there and 2 novellas and 10 short stories. It's a massive thick book, but unfortunately it doesn't say anywhere how many pages it is, but I would say 700, 800 pages, if not more, for that one. Valdor in hardback. It's really interesting, but you can pick it up off Amazon for £7, so save yourself £5, get it there. Or you can get it for about £10 from Element Games, and then you get your crystals and stuff like that. So there are other places to get it cheaper than £13. There's a Road to Redemption in paperback, a Necromunda novel by Mike Brooks. And then you've got the White Dwarf 452, which I think has, it says there, Index Astartes Space Wolves. So they're now putting indexes for sort of the main factions in White Dwarfs, so that might be the way to go. In future, you've also got some Psychic Awakening Saga of the Beast data sheet cards as well. I think you get them free. If you get a physical copy of Psychic Awakening, you'll get these cards with it, which is quite nice. There's Makari's rules and everything. There you go, suspiciously lucky. Model has a 2+ invulnerable save, but he is quite squishy at toughness 3, but again, he's a character. And I like the little keep up rule where if he's within 3 inches of Ghazghkull, you add 2 inches to his movement speed, which is quite nice, of Makari's movement speed. Okay, so that might be worth you getting it for those datasheet cards if you wish to order it from Games Workshop. So that's all of the news and pre-orders for this weekend, Saturday, March the 21st. As I said at the start of the video, I hope you're keeping fit and healthy and safe and avoiding as much social contact as possible while the whole world is in this grip of quite horrible virus. And as it's been echoed through many other people. Just because you're young, don't think you're not at risk. You can still get it, you can still carry it and pass it on to elderly people and vulnerable people. So whenever you're going out, really ask yourself, is this essential? Is it worth making that trip? It's a great time to enjoy the hobby. I'll be here. If you ever want to talk to me through the channel, just leave a comment down below. I read all the comments on the videos. You can always send me an email as well. That's on my channel on the About page. It's just supersaiyan@gmail.com. I'll be here with you throughout the next few weeks. I might even do a few live build sessions or paint sessions to keep you company. So I hope you enjoy all the content and all the videos. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.